Hi there, welcome to our channel today. Today you'll see we've got somebody extra here with us. Sue Knapp from Oh Susanna's is here, and together we have a really exciting project coming up for you.
And for those of you that don't know, this is my sister Margaret. So she's my sister, I'm her sister. And today we're up in Margaret's studio in, can I tell them where you live?
Sure.
Sodus. She lives in Sodus, New York. So we decided we'd start off showing you this fun thing that's going to be happening. Everything's going to be on my website and our YouTube channel, so you can just tune in, and we're going to take you on a little journey beginning October 30th, right straight through the first of the year, when we're going to show you how to finish up this quilt. We thought it would be fun just to do something a little bit different. The designers, and I'm sure it was Lisa Alexander, who is the marketing guru with Moda, she came up with just a fun thing to throw out to all the different designers that work for Moda, and there's quite a few of them. Each one of them picked one of their favorite blocks, and they are going to make that block available free. 2 or 3 of them, right, each week?
2 or 3 each week, yep.
So what we thought we'd do, just to give you guys a little bit of guidance or some tips and techniques, and Margaret's far more accurate with this kind of stuff, so she's going to be doing the hard stuff. I'm just going to talk, because I can do that. We're going to, every week, beginning this week on October 30th, we're going to be sending you an email with a link, and in that link is going to send you to a YouTube video that's going to offer you some little tips and techniques to be able to make this quilt that Lisa Alexander threw out to all of the Moda designers. And of course, we love Moda fabrics, so we're using Moda fabrics to be able to make our quilt. Margaret and I decided Alice's scrap bag would be a great one. It's not Civil War really, but it's those darker earthy colors that are very pretty that we all like. Also, we're going to be using 2 layer cakes and 4 or 5 different fat quarters for the backgrounds. Those of you that have worked with pre-cuts, you know that they're awesome because you get a great range of fabrics, but sometimes there just isn't enough of those lighter colors in them to really make your quilt work. So we really suggest that you pick up, and of course, to make it easy for you, all that's going to be on the website. you can just click and it's yours. That simple.
Yep.
So
we're going to make this one a whole lot easier. When Sue and I were at market in the spring,
yeah,
and we found these, we were literally running between the booths. We were doing our own private shuffle, trying to find all these different patterns so that we would have them for you. We finally did come up with all of them.
Well, I think we got all. So you'll be getting 30 different patterns. They didn't exactly give them those old quilt pattern names.
Nope.
They've sort of left that up to you. It doesn't matter. What they've done is they put the designer's name with it. So the first one is actually Pat Sloan, and I kind of thought that was neat because Pat Sloan is going to be at Oh Susanna's in June. So we're going to start off with Pat's block, and we'll show you that one. And as I said, just pop on the website, follow that link, and that will take you to the YouTube video, and then you can pop right over to my website, ohsusannasquiltshop.com, and print off the patterns each week. Now, one lady called me and said, well, wait a minute, I'm not going to be able to keep up making 2 or 3 blocks a week. I'm just too busy. You don't need to. You don't need to. Just visit the website every Friday to be able to get the patterns and print them off, and then you can make them whenever you want to, whatever fits into your schedule. But make sure you get the patterns, and if you're loving Alice's scrap bag, make sure you get that, because we all know once Moda's fabrics are gone, they're gone, and I don't want you fretting because you couldn't get any of the fabric. So, like I said, I think, is that all the technical details?
I think that's all the technical. Yeah.
So Margaret's going to show you the first. As I said, this is Pat Sloan's block. Maybe adorable. If you do a little research in some book, you'll be able to find out what the real name of this block is. But this is Pat Sloan's. All of these blocks are only 6 inches square when they're finished. Now remember, finished is when it's sewn into your quilt. So right now it's 6.5 inches, which then makes these half square triangles unfinished 1.5 inches.
Yeah, 1.5 inches, yeah. So they're really tiny. I did up, I wanted to see which way was going to be easier, whether it would be our triangles on a roll, or we're going to be showing you a triangulations CD, which is really cool. But I wanted to see how easy it was or how hard it was to do it the old method, where you took a square, drew a line down the center, and sewed a quarter on each side.
Yeah, what is it? You add 7/8 of an inch?
Yep.
So if you want your half square triangle to be 2 inches when it's done, you cut it 2 7/8.
Yep. But then what ends up happening is, you can see the difference in the size, you have to go back and trim all of these up. Well, we don't have the time for that. It's an absolute
I don't like
pain.
doing it.
Yep, it's a pain. So what I did when I made this one was, I got out the paper. Paper's great, you just follow the arrows on the dotted line, you do your stitching, you cut on the solid, and I ended up with really nice squares that I didn't have to trim up anymore.
You didn't trim them up when you got done?
Didn't have to trim anything up when I got done. So it was really great. I strongly suggest that when you do this project, you either use triangles on a roll or stay tuned for the triangulations ruler, because that one's really cool, and we'll be using that one for flying geese also. So
yeah, I like the triangulations because now triangles on the roll works the exact same way. As Margaret said, you stitch on the dotted line and you cut on the solid line. It works great. You don't have to square up when it's done. The triangulations is actually a CD that you pop into your computer, and you can pick any size half square triangle that you need. So if you're sewing at midnight, or you're, all of a sudden on Sunday afternoon and Oh Susanna's is closed, then you can just pop that into your laptop and print out anything you need. Any size half square triangle. So it works the same way as the triangles on the roll. But I like triangulations because you have a ton of options right on the CD. Right, it's all right there. You just have to print it off.
You have to print off what you need. You don't have to be printing off or...
Yeah, that's a good point. Because when you buy triangles on a roll, or what's the other one, Fangles, that does the paper also. Right, you got to purchase, if you buy a package of the Fangles, you may only need 4 half square triangles for this block, and you're buying a huge package. Yeah. Triangulations, you only print off what you need. So it works really well.
That one was 1,000 that I got in the roll, and it was like, forget it, I don't need 1,000 of them.
Right, yeah. So there's lots of reasons. And it's just like everything else, ladies. You find what works for you, and triangulations works for Margaret and I. So we're going to show you that. Will that be next week?
Probably the following week.
Okay.
So stay tuned. I think we've got a couple weeks before we need more flying geese, or we need more half square triangles. So it'll be a couple weeks, but we will put that one up soon.
Okay. So like I said, join us once a week. I'll be sending you an email. All you have to do is click, and you'll end up to our YouTube channel. I'll also, when you receive the email the end of this week, this is Sunday afternoon that we're doing this. It's going to be available on the website on Friday. You're going to also have a little video. A lot of people have asked us, how do I subscribe to your YouTube channel? They get on YouTube and they have a hard time finding exactly how they go about subscribing. So I'm going to have a little video for that too. But we hope you'll join us. We think it's going to be fun. Moda has called it Moda Sampler Block Shuffle, which basically means you're going to get 30 free patterns to be able to make this quilt. And then Margaret and I, well, actually Margaret, when she gets all 30 blocks done, we're then going to show you how we think that it would look great once it's put together and put into its setting. So we'll give you a video on that, and we hope you join us. We think it's going to be fun, and who knows, you might learn something. Margaret's going to teach me.
Yeah, we'll teach each other.
There you go. All right, thanks everybody. Have fun.
Bye.